Hi, my name is David Snip, and this is a short video that will describe the new Web Services feature within StarDraw Control 2010. So first of all, what are Web Services? Well, they allow you to call the StarDraw Control server from any kind of client, including an iPod Touch, an iPhone, iPad, Android, regular PCs or Macintoshes running any of the major popular browsers. So, let's see how it works. First of all, we're going to create a simple project. And I'll just go and drag out a global cache GC12. I happen to have one of these on my network. We'll go and connect up the IP address, IP port, and you can see the IP address is the factory default, and we'll leave it as it is. I happen to have one of these on my network, so it's useful to play with. So I'm going to drag out a checkbox and a label. Because what we're going to do is when we click on the checkbox, we're going to actually go and set the relay on the GC to come from the checkbox check property. That's great. And we're also going to go and catch the event on when the relay changes. And when the relay changes, we want to go and update the label and set the text to go and come from the relay1 relay value. So note the event there is on relay changed, and the property is relay on port relay 1. Great, so let's go and run this and check that it actually works. And if we're going to check on the checkbox, sure enough, the text updates here, and you can see in the background it's sending it out to there. Wonderful. So, how do we make this accessible via web services? Well, the answer is very simple. We just drag out a StarDraw web service, connect up the port, and we're done. No code. You can set the IP port here and even the relative URL, but I'll leave that as it is. And now if I go and run this, you'll see it's exactly the same. Nothing much has changed, but now we'll be able to call this from within HTML on your client. So, if we actually go to our My Document StarDraw Control 2010, this is the project file, and we create a folder in here called HTML, and I'm going to create a new HTML file. We'll just call it test.html, and I'm going to need two other JavaScript files to help me here. If we go to our website, go to StarDraw Control, downloads, you'll see that there's two JavaScript files here. StarDraw Web Services JavaScript Helper, and we want to go and save that into my HTML directory. And also the jQuery, and we want to go and save that. We don't want that to there, into the same folder. Great, so now if we come back to our folder, we'll see we've got those files there and the test.html. So we just need to go and create the HTML now. I use Expression Web as my favorite web authoring package. So I come into test.html, and we're actually going to create some HTML from scratch, so you see that there's no magic going on here. So we want a head, and we want a body, and in the head we want to go and include that script of the jQuery, and that, and that, and we also need the StarDraw ws.js as well. Great. We're also now going to write our own script and actually use the web service. We just declare a variable and we call it web service. It's as simple as that. But I need to go and call it. I need some UI. So let's go and create a button, and we'll just go and say that this button is relay on, and we'll have another button here called relay off. Now of course I actually want to go and call a function to call the web service to go and actually turn the relay on. So let's go and declare a function. We'll call it relay, and we'll pass in a parameter of new value, and we want to go and call the web service. And this is how easy it is. Just go and call set value. Now you open curly bracket because you can actually pass in a number of parameters here, but one we'll use here is the path. And this is where it gets really cool, because you can just go and type in the name of the device. And if we go back to StarDraw Control and actually have a look at that, GC-100-12 space open bracket 1, that's what we're specifying there. We're talking on relay 1 port, so we want relay 1 there, and the property that we want to set is relay, and the value is new value. Close curly bracket, close round bracket, semicolon. Great. Now we want to go and call that function when we go and click on this button. And we want to go and call it with true for this one, and we want to go and call it for false on this one. Okay, we'll go and save that. Now remember, I still have my program running here, and now I'm going to bring up that browser, and we'll just go to a new tab and actually go to localhost 8001, which is the default port, /client, which takes us into that HTML directory. We'll do test.html, and there is the bit of HTML we've created. So I'm going to resize this. And if I go and turn the relay on, you can see the text updates here. Turn it off, it updates there, and this is still working. Again, turn it on, turn it off. That's great. So I can go and call the web service, go and call the server via web services to go and access any property on any port on any device with one simple call. But now I want to be able to go and get some data back. So how do we do that? Well, let's go and have another button, and we're just going to call this update, and we want to go and call a different function here. Let's have a function called update relay. Now what that is going to do is go and call web services get value. And very similar, it passes in a path. So again, we can go and get any value from any device on any port. Oops. So port relay 1, and the value that we want to get is for relay. And when that succeeds, we want it to go and call this function. And we're going to go and set, let's go and close this off. Close that off, because we want to go and update something. So what we'll have is we'll just have a div tag here, and we'll give it an ID of relay ID, for example. There we go. So when we go and get that value and it comes back sometime later, we're going to specify relay ID.innerHTML equals value. And so now we can fill this in. We just want to call update relay. Save that. Now we can just come back to our page here, and if we bring up our code here, all I'm going to do is hit refresh. Now I want to go and hit update. Nothing works. Go and hit that, update, relay off, relay on. I've got a mistake in my code. So what have I done wrong? Update relay, get value. Ah, not enough. Wonders of JavaScript. Make doubly sure on that. Yes. So now come back to that and go and hit refresh and update. There we go, we got true. So if we bring back our executable and we go and turn the relay off and click update, it's false. Turn it on here, update is true. relay off, it's false. Great, so that's a good step forward, but actually we want that text to be updated whenever the value is updated automatically without us having to go and call it. So we can do that. Let's go and have a function, and we're just going to do initialize because we only want to do this once. And to actually go and listen to that event, you call add event handler. And again, you pass in some options, and the path is device / relay 1, and the event that we want to go and listen on. So this would be on relay changed. And the handler that is called when this relay does change is going to call update relay. Close curly bracket, close round bracket, semicolon. Right, so this function will get called. When we go and call initialize, it will just go and add an event handler, and whenever that event changes, we're going to call update relay, which goes and gets the value, and when that comes back, we go and update the inner HTML. Right, now we just need to go and call initialize. Probably a good place to do that is in the onload. And we'll just go and call initialize. Great, save that. Now we're going to come back to our browser again, come back to our executable, hit refresh here, and now I'm just going to hit that checkbox. And yes, look at that, beautiful. And then we can turn the relay off here as well, and the relay on here. And it's not just Internet Explorer that this works. This can also work in Firefox. So I'm going to bring Firefox over here and hit refresh here, make sure we've got all the latest stuff. Hit the checkbox. You can see both updating there. And I can even go and run Safari. And if I go and hit refresh here, and then go and click on the checkbox, I will update that, and even Google Chrome. I can go and hit refresh here, hit the checkbox, and all three are updating. I can turn the relay off here, relay on, relay off, relay on, and you can see it's instant. This is very, very cool. Of course, this is a very crude user interface. You can make this as sophisticated as you want. If you want to find out more information on how to use this the web services functionality inside StarDraw, inside StarDraw WS is some good comments where you can go and path, where it gives you descriptions of the path you want to use, the value, and you can even go and explicitly define the individual device port and property separately, as well as getting the value and adding the event handler. You can again specify the device port and the event name, and how to go and remove them as well once you're not interested in them. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much.